We've all got them, right? Big career dreams, huge goals we want to achieve. But sometimes it feels like there's this invisible wall between us and that future. Well, today, we're going to talk about that wall. We're diving into that internal tug-of-war between our ambition and the fear that holds us back. Let's get into it.
So, I want to start with a question for you. And I want you to be really honest with yourself for a second. What's the one thing that's really in your way? Is it something external, like you need another degree or your boss is a pain? Or is it something internal? Just kind of hang on to that answer as we go through this.
All right, first up, let's paint a picture of what success really looks like in action. This is what we're calling the ambition blueprint. And this isn't about just dreaming of success. This is the mindset of someone who's actively out there, building the ladder, rung by rung, to get exactly where they want to go.
I mean, just listen to the language here. It's so powerful. Words like ascend and spearhead. It's all about moving forward, taking control. This isn't just about getting a bigger paycheck. This is about having a vision and making a real, tangible impact. So what does it actually take to get there? Well, it's not just one thing. It's a whole toolkit. You've got your essential skills here, sure, but look at those last two, being proactive and being committed to always getting better. That's not just a skill, that's the engine. That's the difference between owning a toolbox and actually building something with it.
And this is absolutely crucial. Ambition is not a solo sport. The real high achievers are the ones who actively look for mentors, not just for a pat on the back, but for the hard truths. They're obsessed with what's new in their industry because they know that knowledge gives them an edge. They see learning as a superpower.
Okay, so we've got the ideal, right? The blueprint. But now we have to talk about the dark side, the incredibly powerful force that stops that blueprint from ever becoming a reality for so many people, and that's the fear of failure.
Have you ever had that feeling, that knot in your stomach when a massive project lands on your desk? That sudden weight of everyone watching you? It's such a strange paradox. Why does the very thing we say we want, more responsibility, feel so crushing sometimes?
It really all boils down to this: pressure. When expectations go up, so does our fear of messing up. And it's not even just about failing the task itself. It's about the fear of being blamed, of taking a hit to our reputation. So to avoid that pain, a lot of people just avoid the responsibility in the first place.
And this kicks off a really vicious downward spiral. The pressure sparks that little voice of self-doubt. The doubt makes you shy away from a challenge. But when you step back, you never get the chance to prove you can do it, which just makes the self-doubt even stronger next time. It doesn't just stall your career, it actively eats away at your confidence.
So now, let's really see how this plays out in two totally different mindsets. We're going to put the achiever and the avoider right next to each other, head to head, to see how they handle the exact same situations.
And it starts right here. I mean, look at the difference. The achiever is running towards the fire, wanting to lead, wanting to make a change. The avoider? They're running away from anything that seems too big or too messy. They're choosing the safety of the sidelines.
So what happens when things go wrong? Because they always do. The achiever steps up. They take ownership and they focus on finding a solution even when things are tense. The avoider's first move? It's to deflect. It's not about solving the problem. It's about making sure it's not their fault.
And all of this gets hardwired into that little voice inside their heads. The achiever trusts their skills. They see a challenge and they think, I can figure this out. The avoider, on the other hand, is stuck in that nasty cycle we just talked about, always second-guessing if they're even good enough to try.
Now this one's really interesting. They both ask for help, but for totally different reasons. The achiever looks for mentors to get smarter, to get better. It's a proactive investment in themselves. The avoider looks for help to get rescued. It's a reactive cry for someone to please fix their problem for them.
Okay, seeing all that side by side, it can be a little discouraging, especially if you recognize some of those avoider habits in yourself. But here is the single most important takeaway. This is not a fixed identity. This is not who you are. You can absolutely forge a new path.
Look, you can't just flip a switch on this. It's a process. But just recognizing the pattern, seeing it for what it is, that is the first and most powerful step you can take. With some real commitment, you can absolutely shift your mindset and your habits.
So here's a simple framework to make it happen. First, you've got to be brutally honest and just admit that fear is in the driver's seat. Second, don't try to solve everything at once. Take one tiny, manageable step. Get a small win, then another. Third, find those mentors who will push you. And finally, never, ever stop learning. Knowledge is the ultimate antidote to fear.
So, what does that look like in the real world? It could be creating a solid routine so you feel more in control. It's pushing yourself to go to that networking event even if it feels uncomfortable. It's signing up for that webinar, finally getting that certification, or even just practicing 5 minutes of mindfulness to quiet that voice of doubt. These are the concrete actions that build that achiever mindset one day at a time.
All right, we've looked at the mindsets, that cycle of fear, and a framework for how to grow. So now, let's bring it all home to a single real-world choice. A choice you might be facing right now.
This image really says it all, doesn't it? There it is. Responsibility, opportunity, it's being offered to you. Are you going to take it, or are you going to push it away?
So just imagine this. Your boss calls you in. They offer you that promotion you've been working towards, but this is the real deal. It means more pressure, higher stakes, way more visibility. You know you're capable, but that old familiar fear, that nagging self-doubt, is screaming in your ear.
What do? Do you lean into the fear, take the leap, and trust that you'll grow into it? Or do you let the fear win and stay where it's safe, where it's comfortable, but where nothing changes? Now, there's no right or wrong answer for everyone, but it's so important to understand that this choice, and all the 100 little choices just like it, is what ultimately carves out your career path. This is the moment you decide. Are you building the life of an achiever, or are you staying in the cycle of an avoider? The choice, as always, is yours.